My brother Denard Reed, what's shaking? Salute, salute. Smash the like button as you come on in, my peoples. Get my brother Kurt Anderson on here, then we're gonna get our special guest on. You dig? Wayne Jr., salute. What's shaking? We're gonna get it going, man. Adrian McCoy, salute. I'm just waiting for Kurt Anderson, my brother, my co-host, Kurt Anderson, to get in here. And then we're gonna get started. He understands me. Adrian McCoy, salute. Spence versus Pack in May. I don't know how true that is. I don't know how true that is. I haven't. I reached out to some people. It's more than likely Spence versus Danny Garcia, depending upon how this fight plays out with Danny Garcia and Ivan Redback, the vintage kid. Salute. So depending upon how that all turns out, then we'll see. You know, then we'll I guess they'll take it from there. But you know, we can't just judge. Errol Spence called out Manny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, and he called out Danny Garcia. You know, he wanted. He wanted. It's up to Manny Pacquiao. Do Manny Pacquiao want it? Does Manny Pacquiao want it? Right? That's what counts. You understand? So when Manny Pacquiao say he wanted, that's when you could say it's gonna happen. That's just the facts. You know, I know a lot of people feel like Errol should be, Errol's Errol is the can't say he's the A side. He's not the A side against Pacquiao. Nobody's the A side against Manny Pacquiao. So it's the case like Floyd Mayweather. When he's ready, when he wants it, that's when he'll give it to you. Manny Pacquiao gives you the opportunity. You don't give Manny Pacquiao the opportunity, if that makes sense. That's just what it is. Manny Pacquiao gives you the opportunity. You don't give him the opportunity. So that's just the truth of the matter. So is Errol Spence going to fight him in May or June? Maybe Manny Pacquiao feels like this is an opening for him to, maybe Manny Pacquiao feels like this is an opening, for him, to beat Errol Spence. Maybe you feel like this is the perfect opportunity. Who knows? Because Errol Spence is coming off a horrific car accident, and if he's gonna go straight away into a fight with Manny Pacquiao, take it. Maybe he feel like this is his opportunity to win. I don't know, but I believe it when I see it. It sounds good. It sounds good. So we getting ready to have Coach Calvin Ford on, trainer and mentor. He's a lot of things to the city of Baltimore. If you don't know, maybe you guys watched the show, The Common Sense Casual Prophet. Salute. Yep, he will be in a second. I'm just waiting for my co-host Kurt Anderson to get on. Then we're gonna have Coach Calvin on. So Coach Calvin means more than just training Gervonta Tank Davis. He has Lorenzo Truck Simpson. There's many fighters, and he means a lot to the city of Baltimore and the D.M.V. area. So, if you ever watched the show The Wire, it's one of my favorite shows. There was a character in The Wire that's portrayed after him in his life. So maybe some people know it, some people may not know it. Not sure, but that's why we're gonna have him on, and he can explain. Talk his fighters. The PR is a good friend of mine for the majority of fighters down in the DMV. I want to have her on as well. So she could explain what she do. So she can explain what she does down in the DMV area. Famous Ogun, salute. Uh, so this is I'm gonna let her see if she wants to give her background and what she does down in the DMV and who she what she does. She's a close friend of mine. And Coach Calvin, great guy, man. So they doing great things down there in the DMV area, and that's what we like to hear. You understand? Like, you know, um, spare no arrow, salute. So, there's great things coming from the DMV area. So, let's see if I can get her on as well to explain what she does as well. But we definitely gonna have Coach Calvin, and I know most people want to hear about Lorenzo Truck Simpson. I have him on. His uncle and promoter and manager is a good friend of mine as well. And I'll have Lorenzo Truck Simpson on at some point in time this week as well. On the regular time. But this was the best time for Coach Cal. So they have a lot of talent down in the DMV area, and because it's always the negative is always brought up what takes place down there, and Malik Hawkins, is also a fighter from down there, so there's big things. My brother Kurt Anderson, what's good with you, Kurt?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Back in this thing, man. Back in the building, brother. What's going on, Blue Blood?
Not much, man. We're gonna have on Coach Calvin. He's gonna come on. As you know, Kurt. I don't know if you know, but you know the TV show The Wire. Uh, 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 he
Cuddy.
yeah, yeah. So I wasn't sure if you knew, that was after him and all of that types of stuff. And we also gonna have on who the PR for the fighters down there. She's gonna come on too. She's actually a close friend of mine. So she's gonna come on and explain what she got going on down there and things of that nature. So I was just waiting for you to send them the email. They asked me where the email to them right now. So
Okay.
you could go ahead and talk to the people. I'm gonna send them the email now.
What's going on, chat? We back in the building. We got Coach Calvin Ford as our special guest. We got another guest coming on tonight. We doing a double duty. So anybody excited about the J Rock fight? J Rock better be careful. This guy got a little pop. J Rock is a very educated, subtle, and cerebral fighter. He's like a throwback, give you angles on the inside. So I always thought J Rock was underrated, unified junior middleweight champion, fighting Jason, what's his last name? Rosario. His nickname was Banana. I seen him fight at least 2 or 3 times, so it should be very interesting. Them hometown fights can be tricky. You trying to press people, you got distractions. Kind of remind me of the whole Vander Holyfield, Burt Cooper situation where Holyfield was knocked down. So I'm looking forward to this weekend of fights. Well, we got a full schedule. We got at least 3 or 4 Showtime Next Generation fights. We got Danny Garcia fighting, and we got Gary Russell fighting early February. I'm quite sure the Zone got their cards. So I'm looking forward to a full slate of boxing. It's nothing like the weekends, man. It's cold outside, and we're supposed to get frigid temperatures in northern New Jersey with some snow, and it's nothing like a fight on a Saturday night. It just goes hand in hand, and maybe I'll tell my wife to make some dip, for the fight. Always about food. So, got this special dip she make, man. It's delicious. I'm gonna tell her make it for the fight and when Kansas City plays San Francisco in the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna tell her make it then. So, I can't wait, man. J Rock win.
Yeah, I'll be at that fight. So the common sense casual prophet, he said you talking about when? Yeah. Rasheed Waters, salute. Mayor, Kane Brown, salute. Yeah, yeah. I'll be at the fight on Saturday. And I think this dude is kind of tailor made for J. Rock Williams and his talents. So I'm expecting him to showcase his talents, and then the everybody. The sport of boxing is weird, right, Kurt? We're always looking ahead. Like we interested in what's in front of us, but we more intrigued what's down the road. And obviously he win this fight, and then we get J. Rock versus Jamel Charlo. So
That's a great fight. Because of the styles. J Rock comes to fight, man, and Charlo come to fight, so they styles will play into each other hands. J Rock is a very educated fighter, man. Very throws an educated right hand, give you angles on the inside, got a sneaky short left hook on the inside. I studied this man, and I'm telling you, man, he was hitting Charlo with that right hand, but them Charlos, both of them got cement chins, man. They got good chins. I noticed that. And to absorb body shots like Dermel did against Harrison, he was in great shape. I could see that. But that will be a very good fight because Charlo has changed his identity. He was a boxer, and when he knocked out Charles Hatley and Lubin, he became a puncher. Now he convinced himself he can get everybody out there. So and J Rock is the consummate boxer. Slick movement on the inside. He has a very good corner, Steven Bradman Edwards. We don't bring his name up when we talk about great trainers, man. But he's an old school boxing head, man. He knows a lot. I know him, but I'm looking forward, man. But Williams can't look ahead. But you know what makes boxing so interesting? You can't help it. It's human nature. You
Mm-hmm.
look ahead. Your energy is different. So the dude can punch a little bit, but I expect J Rock to take care of business Saturday night.
Yep. You know, Coach Calvin, he also trains Malik Hawkins and Warren and Truck Simpson. Truck Simpson is going to be fighting on the undercard of Danny Garcia in Brooklyn.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, okay.
we're gonna have him on the show this week before the week is over too, Kurt.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
Malik Hawkins, man, you know about Malik Hawkins, I'm sure.
Yes, I do.
And man, he's big for the division, right?
And he just fought Dalton Price, right?
Yeah, and,
Yep.
and he got the TKO victory.
I would like to see a rematch.
Yep.
You
What you
know,
think about that fight? What you
well,
think about Malik Hawkins anyway?
he's still growing.
He's,
Um,
he's six
you
feet
know,
tall, right?
yeah, yeah. I know he's big.
Yeah,
He's still growing his skills. So it's a little too premature to tell. I don't think he is talented as Truck Simpson, but Truck Simpson is really talented. But he need to work on some things. His defense, he take too many shots, and because he's a fighter. So give him another 3 to 4 fights, and I can make a better assessment.
he's a dog, right?
Yeah, he is.
A
Like
dog.
Jerry Hurd, like
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going with this, man. Man, oh man.
you
I
know,
he Coach Calvin and what's going on down in DMV, they just don't get enough notoriety to me, in my opinion. You got Warren down there, you got Hawkins, you got Truck. I mean, obviously we know about Tank Davis and Hurd, but there's a lot in Gary Russell. There's a lot of talent that's coming up from down there, man. And I loved it, man.
this goes back. When people talk about a great fight city or area, they mention New York, Philadelphia, Detroit. With the Kronk Gym, Philadelphia, where all they great fighters, Bernard, Frazier, Garcia, Joe and Jeff Chandler, everybody. But Baltimore is very underrated. They don't get mentioned. I mean, this goes back to a guy named Mark Too Sharp Johnson. That dude was top 5 pound for pound, at the height of his career. He had some illegal issues. He came out of prison. He wasn't the same fighter, but before he went in, he was top five. Sean B. Mitchell, William Joppi, Maurice Blocker, just to name a few. People forget Sugar Ray Leonard's from that area, one of the greatest fighters ever to put on a pair of gloves. You got Tank now, who's holding the mantle, and a whole lot of fighters. I always love that Baltimore and Washington, D.C. area, amongst other things than boxing.
Henry, salute to Henry Brown in Super Chat. He calls them Tank Davis, Sugar Tank Davis, Fez, Russell, Haney, Lopez, and Loma. Salute to Henry Brown in Super Chat.
See, there we go with that ducking. Y'all quick to say ducking, man. You know how many times I had to correct people talk about Leonard Duck Pryor and Sugar Ray Robinson Duck Charlie Burley. It doesn't work like that. You a real boxing fan could tell when somebody is really, really ducking. They could tell, but they just bring in Tank along slowly, a little too slow for a lot of people taste. If you could say he's protected, then that's another thing. But It depends what team you have. Some, the old days they used to throw you out of there. You're either gonna sink or swim. Nowadays, because of money or whatever, they're trying to maximize their investment, so they bring in people along slow, like Ryan Garcia we talked about earlier, Tank Davis. Haney says he wants all the smoke. His attitude. So, I like that from Haney. He's very passionate and vigorous. So, let's see what happens. Because down the line, then, we said that Canelo was ducking Triple G. Now, if you want to believe he waited for Triple G to get older, that's your opinion. I can't fight with you on that. But they wound up fighting 2 times. So you got to be careful what we say or think about this fighter ducking that fighter.
And I think it's more so Floyd Mayweather and his and the Mayweather promotions, and their way of moving Tank Davis, Lions Hunt, Golden Mask, salute. I don't think that Gervonta Tank Davis himself per se is afraid of any fighter. Uh, they're gonna move him. Mayweather Promotion is gonna move him the best way they feel is valuable. Because we got to understand another thing is they looking to capitalize as well off of the fighter, so they want to move him in the best possible manner they can to capitalize. And I always wonder. They say it's a possibility he go back down to 30. Um, I wonder if I mean, for him to miss weight at 135 to try and go back down to 30 is like that may have an effect on his career in the long run. What do you think about that, Kurt?
Yeah, you miss weight at lightweight. Now they want you to go 5 pounds down, and because his body's built like a wrestler. I never liked physiques like that, but he's got to be more focused. Maybe he's not eating right, or maybe his body's just growing, or I don't think so. I just think that he just needs to stay in the gym. He needs to have ironclad focus, and I believe the weight will come off. But missing weight, that's never a good sign, man. Never a good sign. Plus, he got to start loading up on every punch. Let the knockout come by itself, man. Tank has a lot of potential. It's the intangibles that he's lacking, and once he get those intangibles down, he's going to be hard to beat because he's still undefeated. He fought Gamboa with a torn Achilles, but he won. So it's off to the next fight. So I want him seeing fight Leo Santa Cruz, and that's what I'm hearing. Pay-per-view. So let's just hope that happens.
Yeah, my brother, common sense casual prophet said that he on the same schedule as Floyd. No, he not, bro.
No.
Yeah, when Floyd was 25, bro, by the time he was 25, he already beat Gennaro Hernandez. He already beat Diego Corrales. He already beat Emmanuel Augustus. It was so much.
Angel Manfredi, yeah.
Freddie Castillo, Chavez, like no. Arturo Shadi, salute. He not Floyd Mayweather. By the time he was 25, the accomplishments Floyd accomplished, by the time he was 25, and again, we got to look at it. 25 ain't that young in the sport of boxing. It's not that young, bro. Is look what at the age of how old is Devin Haney? 20, 21? And he got the W
20.
already. Now the star power of Tank Davis, and we got to understand too, the star power of Tank Davis also comes with the it comes with being promoted by Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather can have so much effect on these young upcoming fighters, man. It's not even funny, man. It's not even funny. I truly wish, man, he would just give. But Go ahead. It's
Yeah. Oh, I interrupt you?
no. Go ahead, Cap. Go ahead. I was getting ready to call you Calvin. Go ahead, Kurt.
Nah, it's just, you know, like I said, Tank needs to twitch some things. But see, if I was a trainer, I would throw him out there to see what we got. I'm gonna take the trainer wheels off my fighter. And like Hearns was 22 when he fought Leonard. Mike Tyson was 20 when he won the title. Ali 21. You know, I think it was 22. Floyd Patterson was 21. You know, but anyway, Benitez was 17, like I said earlier, because they throw him out there, and they didn't sink, they swung. You know, so you know, but Floyd has invested interest in Tank, but you know, the Leo Santa Cruz fight is a good start. So we can see the opponents are getting better. He got rid of Gamboa. Now he fighting Leo Santa Cruz. You know, if he beats Santa Cruz, then I want to see who they're gonna pick. Gary Russell and Tank down in the D.M.V. will be a big fight.
That would be huge.
You know, but yeah, that would be a big fight because I don't think Santa Cruz style is good. You know, his style is tailor made for Tank. He throw a lot of punches. Sometimes close his eyes. He got his head down. I think for some reason Tank gonna tear his body up, and I could see an uppercut because Santa Cruz likes to lean forward. You know, and I think Tank being an offensive beast as he is, you know, I think he'd catch Santa Cruz in the exchange. But I don't think Santa Cruz is going to throw a lot of punches like he did with Frampton. I just think Tank is all wrong for Santa Cruz, man. But that's just my opinion. I'm looking for Gary Russell and Tank. Once he get past Santa Cruz, I'm looking down the road too. See, you know, you know. But I would love to see that fight because now Tank is going to have to put up with somebody who has the genetics and the athleticism that could give him trouble. And I want to see how he's going to navigate, through just navigate and try to offset an athletic fighter. Because if Tank starts to box, he's going to be really, really hard to beat. He can't go in there and try to bomb everybody out like Mike Tyson box. And he will be fine because he got a strong foundation because of his body type. And use his hand speed. Utilize hand speed, less power. The knockout will still come.
Salute Ethan Daly in the super chat. Appreciate it, bro. Always coming in and showing love immediately. Salute to that brother, man. We just waiting for Coach Calvin and Wendy. You know, I'll let her, explain who she is and what she does. You know, she's the PR for most of the fighters down there. So, I'll let her explain what she does, what she is. We're waiting for Coach Calvin, man. He's still training down there in the gym. So, he'll be on shortly. They'll be on shortly. Wendy most likely be on before Coach Calvin. Rob Rich, salute. Golden Mass, salute. So, yeah, I think that Tank Davis, his skill set and what he does great is all wrong for that of Leo Santa Cruz, man. Leo Santa Cruz in trouble. And the thing
That's
is, and go ahead, Kurt.
No, I was going to say that's why I just sometimes when you've been around boxing, you get a deep intuition, a feel for a fight, and you can see how it's going. Because I can almost play the fight in my head. I can play the fight in my head, and I could just see Tank landing left hooks to the body, having Santa Cruz against the ropes, and just going to town, man. I just think that his style, he throws a lot of punches. Sometimes he just be throwing them just to be throwing them. He has terrible place punchment. He's busy. He's a busy fighter, but he just throw punches just to be throwing them. You can't fight Tank like that. You playing into his hands. That's just what I see for Leo Santa Cruz.
He throws a lot of popcorn punches. There's nothing on him. There's no meaning behind him. He's just throwing them for the sake of staying busy, and that's not going to work with Tank, man. That just means you're opening yourself up, and you're making it susceptible to what Tank does best, and being explosive and showcasing his power. And it's not a good look for for Leo Santa Cruz, man. I think he gonna open up in the center of the ring. He's gonna get hit with something big, Kurt, and I see it going and playing out just how you said. He's gonna end up being his back to the ropes because he's either gonna get caught and pushed back into the corner or back against the ropes, and he's not gonna not take Leo out. He's gonna stop him. The ref is
Right.
going to stop it, because Leo's he gonna show more heart than needs to be shown, and the ref is gonna have to jump in and stop it. And when the ref does that, Leo's they're gonna everybody's gonna say, especially if this fight goes to 135, even 130, because Leo fights at his first fight was at 130 on the Wilder Ortiz undercard, and he didn't have. I wasn't impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Was you impressed by him? He didn't.
Nah, nah. He lost to Carl Frampton, but he's decent. But I thought he would be much better when I first saw him. But I guess it was the competition he was fighting, and when I didn't see any growth, and he was fighting the same way, then I said, he's gonna lose. He lost to Frampton, but I said he's gonna lose again. Then when when Gary started mentioning his name, and now see that's a duck because Gary Russell had his name on a T-shirt and went up and hugged his father, and you just said, my father didn't know who he was. I said, wow, I was shocked and taken back by the reluctance of Leo Santa Cruz. I really was, and now it's Tank, so you know, um, I'm anxious to see the fight.
Mm-hmm. I like Tim TV 212 said like Margarito Shane Mosley. That's how it's gonna look. Yeah, yeah.
Man, who said that? I just watched that fight today.
Tim TV 212. He just said that.
Well, I just watched that fight today, and I can see it going like that because it's funny you mentioned that because Margarito was the boxing's tough guy, and everybody flocked to Margarito because the way he fought, and Mosley ripped him out the frame. Mosley gave him
Mm-hmm.
a beating, man.
Yep, yep. And remember, Mosley caught him with the glove situation too.
Yep, Naeem Richardson. They caught him out there, man. They caught him
Yep,
out there.
yep. So I see Tank, blowing through Leo Santa Cruz, man, and and it also depends what weight class. So he had one fight above 26 now, and it wasn't impressive. See, so those are the things where people are gonna say, well, Tank should have did this, and Tank should have fought this person and that person, and truly, it comes down to what Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions are doing, which direction they're pushing them in. You know, um,
Yep.
the issue comes in where he responds to people on social media, and then people want to see him make these fights. So like Tevin Farmer was offered a certain amount of money. He bet on himself. He felt like he was worth more, and he didn't take the fight. You know what? Listen, I'm all for these fighters standing on their square and believing they work, what they're being offered and things of that nature. But when you address the fight as much as Tevin Farmer was addressing, you know, Tank Davis, and he was doing what Shannon Briggs was doing pretty much with Vladimir Klitschko, not to the same extreme, you know. So it's like you can't do that, and then not take the fight. He was offered 7 million, Mr. J Duke 40. I didn't remember what he was offered, but he was offered 7 million.
Hmm.
That's a lot. 7 million. See, I don't really remember what he was offered, Uh, but they getting ready, they're gonna be calling in a second. But 7 million is that? He said, or either five. See, I don't remember.
Who was that?
That's what they was offering Tevin Farmer.
I thought it. I think it was 5. Was it? I vaguely remember, but he obviously didn't like it, turned it down. It was a nice payday, put it like that. It was real nice.
Somebody Tank offered Farmer 2 million. The zone supposedly offered five, then said name your price, and Eddie said he would have done like 7.
Wow.
Also, it was
I
two
know.
million. So they offered uh, uh, Tevin Farmer 2 million, and then Tevin Farmer offered them in return 7 million.
That's how it went. Whoever said it was correct.
Okay, so yeah, I kind of threw. You know what? For that one, that particular I didn't really keep up with that one. They're going to be calling in a second. Coach Calvin is finishing up. They're finishing up, and they'll be on in a second. But all right, so I can understand him saying that he want more than 2 million, and that's a big jump. If you offer me 2 million and I turn around and offer you 7, it's just that they didn't want to place Tank on the zone.
How much was Foreman getting each fight when he signed that deal? Was he getting 500,000 a fight?
I don't think he was getting 1 million or 2 million. Maybe he was.
I heard somebody said 500,000 when he got the zone deal before. So I don't know how true that is because he was fighting bums. But that's one thing about the zone. They pay.
Yeah, they'll overpay.
They pay you. I can't. Hey, I don't got nothing against them. Hey, you want to offer me this and that? Hey, why you think Mikey Garcia took it? That was a good look.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I'm trying to get them. Trying to get them connected. If I let me see something. Go ahead, Kurt. You could talk to the people. I'm trying to connect them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to say, everybody who's listening, I want you to go to Scrapbook Boxing. He did the Hagler versus Hearns versus Leonard uh, video today. It's a marvelous piece. All the beautiful photos that Scrap had and shown. It was just marvelous, man. You guys should just go there for support. And just listen to what he had to say. I think it's like a 26-minute breakdown how Hagler was always in Leonard's shadow and how the fight with Hagler Hearns came about and how Leonard was always in the mix. It's a great piece, man. I really enjoyed it. That Scrapbook Boxing, Marvin Hagler breakdown, when he had his super fights with Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas the Hitman Hearns, Scrapbook does great work, man. I talk to him behind the scenes all the time. It's amazing, man. It really is. The amount of stuff that he has, man. Scrap is a top notch boxing historian, a phenom, man. I love sharing information. You should hear some of the conversations we have, man. It seems like I'll be on the phone with him for 10 minutes, and I look up, it's like 2.5 hours, man, because we go back like in the 20s and 30s, man, and talk about this fighter and talk about that fighter, but Scrap does great, great work. Go and check out that Marvin Hagler documentary. You know, it's personal with me because I still see his family. Marvin uh, is from Newark, New Jersey. Matter of fact, lived in the same projects. He was there before me. Then he moved to Sixth Street, and then they had the riots, and he moved uh, up by Boston, Massachusetts. Damn, I don't know what my memory, but yeah. So I enjoyed it, man. And if you go there, you will too. You know, but I've been watching a lot of boxing this week. You know, M-
Okay, Kurt, we got
oh,
okay, they
oh,
on. Let me
yes, sir.
bring them in. They go Wendy and they go Coach
Hey,
Ken.
give me a second.
Mm-hmm. Coach Ken, what you watching over there? We can see your TV. You on mute. Unmute yourself, Coach.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I said I don't know what I'm watching. I just turned the TV on. I just got in from the gym. How you
they go
doing?
to they go to Masked Man with Mask.
That's I'm the masked man, man. I had to let it out the basket, man.
Let the cat out the bag. They go to Masked
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. I don't believe in hiding my face, but I stand up for what I speak. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. That's a fact. Let me introduce y'all to my co-host. My co-host is Curtis Anderson. That's Coach Kenny, and that's Wendy. Kurt.
Nice to
Yeah,
meet
you
you,
know.
Coach. Nice
Hey,
to meet
nice
you,
to
Wendy.
meet you. Nice to meet you.
Likewise, likewise.
Yeah, so most of the people out there should know who Coach Kenny is.
I
Y'all should,
hope so.
yeah, y'all should know who Coach Kenny is, man. But you can introduce yourself anyway, Coach.
I'm Coach Kenny from the Upton Boxing Gym. I'm the partner of Coach Calvin Ford, the head trainer of Gervonta Davis.
And y'all got a lot of talent down there in that gym, man.
Oh yeah, we got a whole lot more, man. That's coming behind Gervonta Davis, Malik Iceman Hawkins, Lorenzo Simpson, Malik Warren, Mid Killer B. It's a whole host of fighters coming, man.
I just,
Absolutely.
I want to say something to Coach Ellis. Coach, I lived in Baltimore for a year, East Baltimore on Sefton Avenue. So I know about the boxing scene. I remember fighters like Mark Two Sharp Johnson.
He from
Um,
DC.
right. Yep. I'm talking about that area. Yep. Hassan Rahman.
Yep,
The William Joppies,
yep,
the Sean Bay Mitchells.
yep. He came
You
to the
know
gym
the
yesterday.
okay, the Maurice Blockers. You
Yep, I
know,
know every one of
and
them.
and the reason I said that, Coach Kenny, people always talking about the history of boxing, the New York boxing scene, and Detroit with Kronk and Philly, but Baltimore always been underrated, and
Yeah,
Washington D.M.V. area always been underrated.
the reason why, man, we're between two fighting states, DC and Philly, and the kids in DC and Philly, they get to see their pros on TV, so they continue to pursue their careers. In Baltimore, our kids didn't see our pros on TV, so they kind of fell out of the gym. But now they see Iceman, Tank, and Truck, everybody on TV, just like DC and Philly. So they getting into it more. You know what I mean? They get more motivated, just like DC over the years. You understand where I'm coming from?
Absolutely, and I want to ask you another question because Truck Simpson is a monster. I want to talk about Malik Hawkins. I saw that fight with Dalton Price. I would like to
Uh
see
huh.
a rematch because Malik Hawkins has a lot of dog in him, man. Kind of remind me a little bit of Jared Hurd. He's
And
big, strong,
the game
but
plan was going. I know a lot of people that don't like the outcome of the fight. The game plan was going exactly like we wanted it to go after studying Price. He real shaky and wiry in the first 4 or 5 rounds. We wanted to get him into round 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 if it should have went 10 and break him down. And at the end of the fourth round, we was doing exactly that. We didn't know we know pressure bust pipes, but we didn't know we was gonna actually break his legs. The game plan was to pressure him until his legs gave out, but his legs actually snapped. So I don't think it's necessary to do a rematch. I mean, it ain't our fault that he needs some milk. You know what I mean?
And now we got Coach Calvin Ford on the line as well. What's going on with you, Coach?
Nothing, man. Just getting out the gym and winding down, trying to wind down.
Always grinding,
Been
huh?
in there all day. Yeah, that's what we do. Trying to get to the top.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, let me introduce you to my co-host, Curtis Anderson.
Yeah, I'm doing Curtis.
Hey, Coach, man, it's a pleasure to meet you. Before you guys came on, you know, I don't want to look too far ahead, but I'm an expert at breaking down fights, and we was talk about how Tank was gonna knock Santa Cruz out because I like to study fighters. I'm in my 50s and I've been watching boxing for like 45 years. I come from the Lenny Shaw gym with Rocky Lockridge and Johnny Bumsteady Bumpers. But anyways, Lito Santa Cruz throws a lot of punches. He has bad place punishment, and I'll say his style is all wrong for Tank. And I see Tank tearing the ribs up and catching him with the uppercut because Santa Cruz likes to lean over, and that's just how I see it. I got Tank by 8th round knockout, so people talk about his resume, but he just got rid of Gamboa. Now is on to Leo Santa Cruz. In boxing, things change every minute, but I just think that Tank should fight Santa Cruz. And can you imagine a fight with Tank and Gary Russell in the DMV area? Woo!
Yeah, but Gary Russell's numbers ain't right, so that's gonna happen down the line. To tell you the truth, and it's based on numbers. To tell you the truth, with the how that's the word that they use with the market looking for, because at the end of the day, it got to be spent as far as dollars. Um, Tank is fighting between 130 and 135 to move and actually moving up, doing all this stuff, doing what he's supposed to do, show the person that he's trying to make that fight. You with me? So Santa Cruz made the move. I want the fight. I'm gonna move up. Blah blah blah. Just like the Gamboa fight, everybody kept saying, Tank gonna knock him out 5th, 6th round. I said, "Yep, that's not gonna happen. It's based on how much punishment that Gamboa would take. He took a lot of punishment. He showed he had a lot of heart because he's a vet. He had a great opportunity. He lost against Terrence Crawford. So he said, if I could beat this young kid, I'm back on. You know, certain fights motivate people to fight different. So that's all we can do is prepare and see what happens. Um, the stuff that you are talking about, Santa Cruz do that, but I know he's going to make them adjustments to try to change them. And if he get hit, will he start throwing? Will he keep on throwing that many punches that he's doing in the fight? You know, so I'm waiting to see what happens and whatnot. So
Now,
it's
Coach,
going to be interesting to fight. I just hope they do it in LA. That's where I want the fight to be at, in LA.
Wow.
Coach, you guys have a lot of talent in your gym. Obviously, everybody know about Tank, and but you guys got a lot of talent in the gym.
Yeah, a
What
lot. We got Demetrius Bowden, Demar Nicholson, Lorenzo Simpson, Malik Hawkins, Cassius Chaney, Malik Warren, Mayor Ellis, um, Cornell. I got a couple of, my main one, we got a African there we're going to bring out, Monzo. So I'm looking forward to see him start working. So we're just trying to just keep everybody busy and just try to keep the family tight. That's what it is. Just keeping the family tight. Each one of them brothers helping each other.
Now, how do you and Coach Ellis and the rest of the team? How do you manage all the different talents and the different sizes and the different approaches? Because they're not all one fight, one style of fighting. So that means you guys really have to put your brains together and develop in different styles and different, obviously.
No. We've been doing this for so long. If you check my resume, I got so many amateurs that I still work with. I'm raising them from scratch.
Mhm.
And it's based on developing them, sticking to what they do already, but perfecting what they do. You know,
Mhm.
um, um, you're right. All of them do have their different styles, but that's how they build off each other. and whatnot. And then if anybody know me and know my amateurs, none of my amateurs fight the same. None of them. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I get on them. I get on when I see them adapt in certain styles. I say, find your own style, find your own self, create your own thing. You know, and no, it's been working for me. It's been working for me. Kenny like my body. Kenny Ellis is like my Bible. You know what I'm saying? He's that second set of eyes. And then we got some young coaches that we dealing with that we're critiquing them where they actually watching and learning too. So, you know, it's just based on reps, getting them reps, just like the fighters. Coaches got to get them reps too, you know, and you got to look at each individual is different. And I try to stick to that, you know. I ain't gonna try to train people like I train Tank. Tank been with me since he was little. Truck been with me since he was little. Malik been with me since he was little, you know. And we have so many guys that we work with, you know. So I just try to just make sure I do my homework, work at what they're good at, and try to make the best out of them. Because you know, I'm still a young coach in the game, you know, that's on a different level, that's trying to be one of them great coaches that came out of Baltimore.
Yeah, Kirk.
Yeah, I want to know. I try to catch every detail in the fight. I look at the fighter's body language. I look at the trainers. If there's multiple trainers in the corner, I want to see the chemistry between the fighter and the trainers. Can you tell the people, Coach Calvin and Coach Kenny, how long you guys know each other and how close are you away from the boxing ring?
Oh man, I've been knowing Calvin now for over 20 plus years.
Yeah.
You hear me?
If Kenny wanted to write a book, he'd be the best person to write a book. Because he watched me grow. He watched me when I came in the game. He watched me. He see the, and that's what makes us good together.
I gave him a lot of tips on a lot of things he didn't know, and he caught on real quick. You know what I mean?
Right.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Coach.
As a matter of fact, I took Calvin to a professional fight with me, and I had him work the corner with me. And I said to myself, I didn't tell Calvin. I said to myself, if they get to the 5th round, I'm gonna let him get in the corner. I'm gonna let him work the corner. So we got to the 5th round, and I said, Calvin, you get in the ring. And Calvin almost shit his pants. He said, what? I said, you get in the ring. So I let him get in the ring, and oh man, he was in heaven. I said, this is what he want. And Calvin got the same passion for boxing that I had. It's not about money. It's about, you know, putting the youth forward. And when you're doing the right thing, money just come with it. You know what I mean?
I didn't know y'all had Kenny online. Hey, see, remember I told you, Kenny is my Bible. You heard me say that. I tell everybody that's my Bible. You know, because
we unveiled the mask, Coach.
Yeah, y'all unveiled the mask for me. But hey, I ain't gonna lie, Kenny been with me since day one when I first came into the game, and he watched me. He actually watched me. He said, "Man, you a beast at it." You know,
I was at another gym, and wait, hey Calvin, tell them how you used to have your kids in the gym, right? And I would come over with a van load from our gym just to let them spar and get the experience.
Yeah, and they told him not to come help me, and look where he at.
Yeah,
we sit back and laugh at it. Our favorite saying that we listen to people, oh, they amateur coaches. And guess what? Yeah, I'm an amateur. But how did the other coaches came great? They was amateurs too.
You got to start somewhere.
We got Wendy on here too, Coach.
You guys forgot about Remo.
Yeah.
Forgot to mention Remo.
Oh, that's right. I forgot my black Ramos. See, we got so many guys. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's hard to keep up with it. So I apologize to Ramos. Last time I forgot Damon. I forgot Michi. You know, because there's so many of them. You know, and see them on a regular on a daily things. Sometimes I forget about them. I let them have their vacation to themselves. Thanks, Wendy.
No problem.
So Wendy, tell the people about you and what you do as well. We see you hiding back there. We're almost forgetting about it.
She the best PR. She the best PR in the business.
Yeah. We got to see you. You got to come in the camera so we can see you.
Nah, I'm low key. I'm low key today.
She's trying to hide. She's trying to hide.
She's trying to hide a hair glue. That's what it is.
Yeah.
She got curlers in the head.
I got my hair in a ponytail, but
Yeah, we're looking at the ceiling.
Yeah, it is.
But go ahead, Wendy. Tell the people though what you doing. About yourself.
Well, I used to be a boxing official for 13 years in DC, and in between that, I started working marketing and PR for a couple of executives over at HBO. And then about 3 years ago, I branched out on my own and started my own independent company to do PR and for the boxers within this area. And I've been fortunate enough to join these phenomenal men, these future Hall of Fame coaches. They embrace me like family, and to fall back on what Calvin said, it's a tight unit, and I think it works because they put so much into it. It's not just about the money. No one cares about the money. The money comes later. It's because they genuinely care and love and are passionate about what they're doing, and we all just have that same energy and work well together. So I'm just blessed to be a part of it and complement what they already had in place. And I just happen to know a little bit about boxing.
A lot. She know a lot about boxing.
A lot about boxing.
Really?
I love what she do. To tell you the truth.
Before I actually met her, I used to ask people, how does she know so much about boxing? A lady so young, you know what I mean? Like, wow, I was amazed.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Wow, when she was working as an official, I used to see her all the time.
Yeah, she know a lot about boxing. Go ahead, Kurt.
That's great. I want to ask Wendy, how did you get into the sport of boxing? Was it at a very early age? Was it your father, uncle, or you just that's something you wanted to do?
No, I've always been a big boxing fan, and it started off as a bet with the guy on my job. He was a Cowboys fan, and I love football and boxing. And at the time, I was the IT person in the office, and the Redskins beat Dallas that day. So when he came to work, I put it on his computer. When it booted up, it sang "Hell to the Redskins." You know what I mean? Because we had just beat Dallas. So, he came over and he was like, that goddamn Wendy, you know what I mean? Where is she at? And he was like, for you to be a female, you know a lot about football and boxing. You don't look like you would, know it, but you do. And he was like, you should join the commission. And I was like, what is the commission? And he was like, you get to work the fights, you start off on the amateur side and work your way up and you get to be a boxing official. So I did amateur fights for about 3 years. And then they allowed me to get my apprentice license for 2 years and train as a professional. And even then, I still couldn't work the fights. I started off like taking the tickets, and I worked my way up to head official in DC. So, and then the rest is history. So, I was just addicted to it. Anybody in the boxing industry knows, it's a gift or it's a curse. But if you're in it, you love it and you're passionate about it and you're always thinking about it. And the rest is history. I just worked my way up. So
I want to ask you another question, Wendy. Who's your favorite fighter of all time?
I don't have one of all time because I love them all so much. But I'll just say like Joe Frazier. I was fortunate enough to meet him. He's one of my favorites. Obviously Muhammad Ali. I like the older fighters, but I like I have so many. It would be unfair to say who my favorites are. And obviously, it would just be unfair. I like so many of them.
There's so many of them.
Yeah, but initially, Sonny Liston too. There's just so many. I can't name them.
Wow, you surprised me with those picks.
Yeah.
Wow, Sonny Liston and Joe Frazier. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, take it back. Yeah, I'm a true fan.
Wow. I remember I was just telling Coach Kenny before I think you was on. It was a fighter out of Washington, man, that nobody talks about. His name was
Smoking.
Mark Too Sharp Johnson. He
Yeah.
was top
Yeah.
5 during the height of his career.
Yeah.
Do you know
Yeah.
about him?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
I always wanted to
Wow.
see him. I always wanted to see him fight
Back,
Johnny Tapia, man, but it never happened.
It never happened. Right. I did too.
That would
Never
have been a
happened.
great fight.
okay. Too Sharp.
I want
Too
to ask.
Sharp is a real good friend of ours.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Real
want to
good.
ask Coach Kenny something. Hey, Coach Kenny, can you tell us about the trainers that you looked up to coming up in the game, and who is your favorite trainers of all time?
My my favorite trainer, I'm gonna have to go with Georgie Benton. I like Georgie Benton.
Hmm.
Um I forgot the old man name. He passed away. He used to train Riddick Bowe.
Eddie Futch.
Yeah, Eddie Futch. And my third one, it have to be Bernard Hopkins' old trainer, Boy Fisher. They're my three favorite
Yeah,
trainers.
I think he's underrated. Okay, Bowie Fisher. That's
Yeah,
one of my favorite. I always thought he was underrated, man.
he was a hell of a trainer, man. Very technical, you know.
Absolutely. I remember the Bernard Hopkins and Trinidad fight. He was like, Bernard, if you use the jab, there's no way you can lose the fight, and that was very true. Very
Yep,
simple. Yeah,
yep.
very simple. That's a good pick. I want to add, Coach Calvin, who's your favorite trainer of all time, and name some of the trainers that you looked up to.
Well, I look at all the training, but my old trainers that I really like was Bernard Hopkins trainer, and I liked it Sugar Ray Leonard trainer,
Jacobs.
and yeah, I like the Jake. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been together for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
That means a
Mm-hmm.
lot. That mean a lot. And I like Ward trainer Virgil. I like Virgil because I had a chance to meet him and sit with him in the amateurs. And now when I passed, he didn't forget who I was, and he came to me and said, "You made it to the big leagues." I started laughing. I remember the conversation when I first had my first kid, and I think Ward was still that face of the amateurs then, and he had a few little things still floating around the amateurs, and me and Bam had a nice sit down talk and whatnot. But my favorite one is Manuel Stewart.
Oh yeah, another great one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great trainer, man. Great trainer. And before I pass it to Blue, I want to ask one more question. You guys, anybody can go first. What do you think about? What do you think about Jerron Ennis?
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
sure, like
God,
that.
he's the truth. Oh, he's
He
like
Yeah,
that.
next up.
like that.
Hey,
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
next
I
up,
worked
man.
his fight. I
yeah.
worked one of his fights years ago, about 3-4 years ago here in DC. I knew then he was special. The way he releases his hands, the way he, has his combos just landing, he's a beast. He is
He up next.
he's a problem. He's going to be a problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna
He's
he's gonna
already the
change that
problem.
division.
Man, his
He
dad
really
go.
is.
Man, his
He
dad
really
go
is.
way back. So I already know what type of flavor they bringing.
Now,
Yeah.
did you guys hear Cameron Duncan came out today and he said that if Terrence Crawford gave him the opportunity right now, that he said Jerron would dominate Terrence Crawford right now if he gave him the opportunity. What y'all think
That's
about that?
big.
I
That's something
agree.
big.
I agree.
That
I agree.
that would be a hell of a fight, man.
Yeah.
I
Hell of
I
a fight.
I can't agree because again, people don't understand. It's levels to this. You with me? So on that situation of putting somebody in that situation at a big situation, mentally, I don't know how he will perform. You know what I'm saying? You know? So I would have to see some other big fights that they put him in to see how he performed to actually say that. You know what I'm saying? But his skill level is past of where he's at now.
Well,
Mm.
Crawford was there. He had a chance to watch the fight. He was at the fight Friday.
Oh yeah, he was
I,
there. Sure was.
yeah, I heard he was eyeballing them. I don't know how true that was, but he definitely was there.
He was
Hmm.
scouting.
But yeah,
They
but
they
he's
was
definitely the.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He's definitely very talented, and I mean, obviously Crawford probably has more boxing knowledge because he's been in the game longer. Um, and he may, some people may say that Crawford has fought better competition, but I would, a couple years from now, I would, if they were to fight, I would, I would lean towards Boots. I would.
Oh yeah, there's
I
a big
definitely
age
would.
difference. Yeah, I would definitely
Yeah.
in 2 more years, Carver probably be like 33, 34 years old. So I would go with the youth.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah,
Me too.
yeah, they got the 10-year gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
32 and Boots
Yeah.
is 22. That's a huge gap.
But
It
that's
is.
why I said you couldn't stick him. That's why I said you couldn't stick him in that situation right now. That's why I said what I said.
Yeah.
And you know what? I agree with Coach Calvin because there's level to this game because there was a lot of fighters that looked like Sugar Ray Robinson, and they didn't perform well. I remember back in the day there was a fighter named Kelsey Banks, a 6-foot featherweight, fast hands. Eddie Hopkins, fast hands,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they didn't pan out.
They
You know,
crumble. Yeah.
exactly. So I love Jerron Ennis, but depends how his team bring him up, and people
Right.
forget.
You said the K word. Bring him up. That's the key
Yep,
word.
absolutely. So even though he passes the eye test, he's flashy, hit hard. I like fighters with fast twitch muscles, like a Tank Davis, or I'm just throwing names out there, Roy Jones and Pernell Whitaker. I like the athleticism that certain fighters have. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
And Jerron has that, and it depends how they bring him up. Not too fast, but not too slow. If they're gonna take the
Right.
training
Yep.
wheels off him, and he has to
Yep.
have the right opponents.
Exactly.
Yep.
Now let
That's
me
why I said what I said.
let me ask you guys, how is the relationship amongst all the fighters in the gym? Is it a competitive relationship? Do they all is a brotherhood?
Well, Kenny, you want me to take that, Kenny?
Yeah, you can handle that. Go ahead.
Fighters are, how would I say? Fighters, they like their own shine. They want to be competitive. Kenny used to spread their alpha megas. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they all help. Saying, some days we good days, some days bad days. But we coming there to work. We coming there to work. Somebody else project. I always try to explain to them. Each one of y'all need each other. You know what I'm saying? Because when it gets to a point when there ain't nobody there to help you get that work in, you got to lean to somebody. You know what I'm saying? And they see that because sometimes it's hard to get work for them.
And it's been that way for every generation of fighters. They all want the light on them when you got more than one prospect in the gym. I remember growing up in the Mac Lewis gym when Petway was coming up. A few fighters left the gym because they felt like Petway was getting attention, but that wasn't the case. It's just that the fighters just feel that way when somebody else is getting like more attention than the other. That's in every gym. Few fighters got into it in DC. I ain't gonna drop no names, but they got the fist fight because they were both in the limelight.
Wow. Damn, Coach Kenny, man. I forgot about Vincent Petway. Thanks for reminding me. That boy hit like a ton of bricks. Ask Simon
Oh
Brown.
man,
Thank
yeah, Petway can crack, man. He can crack.
Now, a lot of people want to know. People make a lot of Tank not making weight and his weight. Can he go back down to 130? Missing weight at 135. Floyd Mayweather seemed to be visibly upset. That he missed weight and said that he needs to be more disciplined and professional. Can you guys just elaborate on that? Is it just that he's just outgrowing the weight, or just
listen? Tank can make 130 with no problem. He can make 130 with no problem. Yeah.
So do you think it would be it's a issue with a boxer fluctuating, going back up and down, up and down?
No, that wasn't the case. Let me explain something. A lot of stuff happens in different camps. You get what I'm saying? That we don't talk about. Tank can make 130. If he really put his mind to it, he could make 126. I'm just keeping it real with you. But again, some fighters be saying, do I want to work that hard? Do I want to sacrifice that much? But 130, he can make it. You know what I'm saying? 135. If he would have calculated it right, you know what I'm saying? Because he was trying to do stuff on his own to show, like, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that at a certain point, that's the weight Tank can easily make, you know? So he just looked like, I got this, you know? The weigh-in was at a certain time of the day. Usually it's normally later, but it was at a certain time that he had to be there. The calculation was wrong for him to actually walk in and be right there at the scale. Y'all notice when he came back, he was right at weight. You know, and that's not the first time that happened, you know. How would I say? Tank can make 130. I'm not even really stressing about that, you know. It's just based on if fighters, if like I say, if you never trained, never did it yourself, you'll understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's not that easy. You know what I'm saying? It's based on calculation where you still can have that advantage that you seeing a lot of stuff happening to fighters because they're not doing it right. You with me?
Yeah,
So,
and we saw Gary Russell said that he didn't calculate his situation with his weight in going into the Vasyl Lomachenko fight, and he said that there was issues with miscalculations, and that's why he got in the ring and he struggled because he was off weight. He thought he was on weight, and he thought he was off weight. So he said he miscalculated the weight, and that's why he struggled. He was sluggish in the Vasyl Lomachenko fight.
and a lot of
the word I heard him say that he blamed the strength trainer for that fight.
Yeah, that's what he said, that they had him. They thought that he was on weight, and then the scale wasn't right, and so they had to make adjustments. But so he went to the fight, and and that's not the first time I heard fighters say that they miscalculated the situation, and it affected them on the night of the fight. Obviously, with Tank, it didn't affect him, but
no, even the doctor said he wasn't dehydrated or anything. You know, he's not even dehydrated. So again, it was no issues there. It was just Tank was trying to show his team that he's being responsible. You with me? But he don't understand some of the stuff that we do with him. No, that's what we do. You know, all the other guys, they were on point. The other guys was on point, so we wasn't worried about it. It was just, I'm listening.
The Truck Simpson got a fight coming up on the 25th.
Yeah, right.
So I'm the talent that you guys have down there. What Truck are doing in the ring. See what Tank could do in the ring. Seeing Malik in the ring. Hawkins and Warren, and the talent that you guys have down there. Just speak to the talent of Truck.
The talent of Truck, his amateur background speaks for itself. The only thing we're trying to do is get it to translation as a professional now. That's it.
Truck is a middleweight that move around the ring like Hector Camacho, but he's a middleweight. He the most energetic middleweight I've ever seen in my life, man.
Yeah,
he got a lot of energy.
Yeah, and he's super athletic, man. They all seem to be super athletic. Is that something that y'all focus on, or is just down there in the water?
It's just how we train him in the gym, train him, man. We train him.
We can't let that secret out because we got another prop. After they pass, they're gonna be more dangerous than them.
Wow.
Oh yeah, they was in there working tonight. The babies, man, they look like, oh man, professional.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, Coach Calvin, can you just tell, for the people out there, some people know your background, your story. The Wire is one of my favorite shows. And I go back and watch it, and you just give a little bit touch on that, your background, and you know, you guys doing so much for the youth. And
Well, days I was coming up, you know, he was like some guys in the city, and one of the lieutenants, the writer of the wire, was actually investigating all of it. So he just took all the notes and stuff and put it together. When he found out I was home, he was like, "Man, CCO home?" But he didn't know that I was actually working with the youth, doing what I was doing. And he actually stopped by the gym and asked me, like, "Man, I want to do a story on you." And then, you know, rest was what you call it. The actor that was actually playing me, you know, came down to the gym and watched what I was doing, you know, and he, you know, right that today we still talk to each other and whatnot, you know. He said, "Man, you still doing what you're doing?" I said, "Just trying to keep saving lives. That's all."
man, that's huge, man, for what you're doing and saving lives. And you know, I just feel like sometimes it don't get enough shine, you know, especially with our inner city youth and the help that, you know, the sport of boxing assists them, bringing them off the streets and saving their lives. Could you just touch on that? How the sport of boxing, you know, saves so many lives?
Well, if you, well, me still dealing with the amateurs, man. That's one sport that you don't have too many things, crazy stuff happening at, like fights and stuff. Because we already at the fight. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I watched John Brown from ringside bring over 3,000 boxers to Kansas City to fight.
You frozen, Coach. Coach Kenny, you can elaborate.
One of the things that he said that. Hello?
Yeah, we can. You have frozen for a second.
Okay. One of the things that we found out when you see 3,000 boxers come to Kansas City and compete against each other, and you have no violence. And I asked him, I said, "Man, why we don't have no problems?" He said, "I let the kids fight." You know what I'm saying? So that was their way of actually, you know, letting that energy out. So if a lot of boxing gyms or a lot of political people look at these gyms in the inner city or in the city, man, and support them, you'll see a lot of people doing a lot of big things with these guys. You know, they don't get the same recognition like football, basketball. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the coaches, man, the coaches do a lot for the kids. They doctors, lawyers, mothers, fathers. You get what I'm saying? They got on a lot of hats, dealing with different type of upbringing. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, me doing is what I've been doing, man. I seen a lot of stuff, a lot of crazy stuff. Man, Kitty just sit back tripping sometimes. But
Oh
we
man.
love it. We love what we doing, man. He'll say to me, saying, "Man, that kid might not be eating at home."
Yeah, a lot of times
That's why,
we push the kids in the gym, and it's always one kid that can't perform, and you yell at him, but then you gotta stop and say, "Hey, this kid might not be eating like the rest of them," you know. So he don't have the energy. He don't have the energy to do what we ask him to do all
yeah.
the time.
Wow.
Right.
This stuff
But
plays
it's a lot of times at the end of the night, I go out and I get a few kids something to eat. You know what I mean?
Wow.
or you wondering why you talking to this kid, you thinking you fussed at him, because they used to having a man who's like with that voice on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, it's a lot of stuff that we learn to deal with these kids, you know. But at the same time, we just gotta be helpful to them and try to get them where they trying to get at.
Right. Wow. That's huge. Wendy, let me ask you, how do you
What did you say?
on your end? How do you see it? You know, what you doing to help the kids?
Hey, Blue, you echoing real bad.
Okay, let me mute myself. Go ahead, Kurt.
I want to ask, one by one, Coach Kenny, and Coach Calvin. I don't like to look ahead, but as human nature, because there's a lot of juicy competition at lightweight, providing Tank fight Santa Cruz at 130. He may move up to 135. You have Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and Vasil Lomachenko. We could have a golden era in that division alone. Tell me, in your opinion, who's going to win the fight between Teofimo Lopez and Vasil Lomachenko?
I'm not a Lomachenko fan, but I'm gonna go with Lomachenko. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Y'all kind of low. Y'all went low for a second for some reason.
You can't. Coach Kenny, you can't.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, like I heard y'all at first.
Well, the way I look at it, it's the same thing dealing with Crawford fighting what's his name, Ennis at an early age. You know what I'm saying? At this early time, you know what I'm saying? Lomachenko's seen a lot of a lot of different opponents before Shorty did. But Shorty got the skills to beat him. But do he got the mental part to actually fight through that? That's my only question, They've been poking holes through Lomachenko vest lately, They've been poking holes through his vest lately. So what I'm trying to see is how would he deal with a young go-getter? You get what I'm saying? And I think he'd be the youngest out of all the guys he fought, And that's the only thing that's going to be different between him and Youngin. That the experience that Lomachenko has.
Yeah, because Teofimo has like what, 15 fights, 15, 16 fights.
Yeah, so that's why I think Lomachenko looking past him like, man, you ain't used to this level. But at the same time, it's based on the mental aspect that I'm looking at. Can he sit there and say, man, I can really beat this over here, and believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
how you guys perceive Lomachenko overall? Do you guys feel like he get a lot of praise, and you hear
he's just a great amateur, man. I'm gonna keep it real. He came on the scene, they pumped him up, and he really ain't fight nobody. Go back and look at the guys he fought. Go back and look at his resume.
Yeah, I mean,
they made him bigger than all the fighters that really tried to hit him. But I understand because they made him the franchise fighter there, So
how you see a fight in him and Tank? That's the big fight that everybody want to see. How you see that fight playing out?
How I see that fight playing out?
Yeah.
See, the way how I look at it is Tank coach. I want him to give him a fight that he'll never forget in his life before he retired.
Do you think? I personally don't think that's a difficult fight for Tank.
No, I'm not saying that is difficult. Period. Like you see how they give him all the props in the world. They don't even give Tank nothing. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
They don't give him. They don't even give him. They don't. They got Lomachenko pound for pound guy. Like they don't even consider taking the top 3, top 10. None of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just like when they had what's that guy that everybody had him pumped up, Kenny, saying he was a pound for pound joker that used to the Nero.
Chocolatito.
Hey, it said you got my mic muted.
Was it Chocolatito?
Domino, something like that. You remember him, Kenny? How they used to pump him up?
Yeah, the Philippines. Nino Donaire.
Nino Donaire. They had him pumped up like he was all this and that. As soon as they put him in front of somebody that's gonna bite back, what happened?
He folded. He folded.
Well, what got me is that I try to be fair to all fighters, but when Bob Arum said he's the best fighter since Muhammad Ali, I fell out my chair.
Bob Arum getting now, man.
Yeah, I thought that was outrageous when they say he's the best fighter we ever seen. We never saw nobody do none of this. It's mind boggling to me. The double standards in the sport, we know it's the double standards.
Yeah.
It's pretty outrageous double standards. But let me ask you guys about the two mega fights that's coming up. We got Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, February 22nd. How you guys see that fight playing out?
I'm going Fury outboxing him again, 12-round decision.
When I look at this fight, Fury gonna box, but that right hand touch it, man. Goodness gracious. And how many fights Wilder got right now?
I think he got 42.
And he got 40 knockouts, don't he?
41?
41 knockout. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to you, what's his name cannot make no mistake for 12 rounds.
He lost 3 rounds. He lost 3 rounds of the first fight, and they robbed him.
Like I said again, Kenny, he can't make no mistake for 12 rounds.
Wilder can't make no mistakes either.
What's the name? Ain't knocking nobody out.
Wait, Wilder don't have the best chin, man.
Huh?
He don't have the best chin.
Deontay Wilder don't have the best chin?
No, he don't have the best chin either.
Man, Fury, man, he ain't knocking nobody out, man.
Hey, he gotta knock him out. He can beat him though.
Like I said, at some point you're gonna get touched. That right hand catch him one time. We'll see what happens.
It's gonna be a good fight though.
So, Coach Kenny, you think Tyson is going to knock out Wilder?
I think he can gas him out and stop him more on fatigue than a punch, though. You know what I mean? Because Wilder, after 4 or 5 rounds, he get fatigued and get sloppy.
I never saw him get tired.
Yeah, he get tired all the time.
You think he gassed out? Yeah. Your sound is fading back, Coach. You muted yourself.
Yeah,
okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah, it sounds like you far away. So you think that Deontay gasses out and gets tired?
Yeah, he gassed out like the 4th or 5th round.
Yeah, I never see that. I think it's the opposite. I never seen him truly gas out. Coach Cal, you think he gassed out?
Man, I don't think he gassed out.
He gassed out. He just land that bomb, and you can't complain if you land the bomb.
Hey, ask Kenny this question. What's his wins and his bet?
What is that?
What's his wins and his bet? We bet Ward all the time. Who's up?
No, listen. Calvin, my man, right? I was setting him up for the big fight, Mayweather Pacquiao, hoping that he bit for it, but he ain't fall for it. I was letting him win so he would bet on Pacquiao and take everything.
Hey, listen to this. Kenny always makes crazy bets, so we got this thing in the gym. When Kenny bet on the fighter, pick the opposite.
Okay, you like the underdog then?
Hey, listen, I won $1,000 with Tyson beat me.
You faded out again, Coach.
When Tyson lost to $1,000, I won $1,000. When Chavez beat Major Taylor, I won $2,000. I bet pretty good.
Hey, Kenny. Hey, y'all hear that? That's how long ago he been winning. You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
That's how long ago has he been winning. Look, he named the two best fights that he been winning on. And
I
he
told
won.
you I'm telling my
He
man
had
about
hey, he bet against Floyd and McGregor. He won that. So that's the most latest fight that he won.
No, I bet on Floyd against Pacquiao too.
Unreal.
Let him know you was going with Pacquiao in that fight.
No, I didn't bet against Pacquiao that fight.
I said you was going with Pacquiao.
No, I didn't go with Pacquiao that fight. Because when Floyd took him in that room and they had that conversation, I said, nope, I ain't betting on that fight. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that?
At the
When Floyd,
basketball game.
when they go to the hotel, lock the door and they have a conversation together, I said, I ain't betting on that fight.
At the basketball game.
And you see how that fight went, right, y'all?
Yep.
And then guess what? The guy was still trying to make that fight.
Wendy, how you see that fight? Wendy, you're a boxing expert.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I got distracted by something that Gary Russell. I was watching. He did an interview today.
What are you talking about?
I he's calling out. He called out 3 names. I was trying to see who they were.
I'm sure Tank is one of them.
Yeah, I'm probably.
Gary Russell was at the end of the
Some.
road. Big payday before it was time.
Coach Kenny, we can't hear you. You got to come to the mic.
I said Gary Russell was at the end of the road. He looking for a big payday before he retired. Smart move.
That's Wendy watching that press conference.
Yeah, I'm just trying to verify the names. So maybe you want to bring that up.
Where
But
you put it on his Instagram?
no, another boxing affiliate from the area. He had an open workout today and he recorded it.
Oh yeah, Gary did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. But there's a question out there, and maybe Coach Kenny and Coach Calvin can clear this up for the people who are a bit confused. In the 9th round, what did Tank say about his body? Do you guys
Let me
remember?
answer that.
Yeah, because
Can I answer that?
yeah,
Mhm.
answer it,
I was
please.
gonna get to that. I'm
Shut the
glad you
critics up. Shut the
Listen,
critics up.
I was rubbing the ice across his neck and shoulders, right? And
Hmm.
Tank said to me that I was putting too much pressure on his body.
Yep.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Hmm.
can hear you.
Yes. And when he said that, people they thought he said that Gamboa was doing something to his body, but he was talking to me because I was rubbing him too
Exactly.
hard with the ice.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, because everybody said that he was saying the assumption was that he asked you guys what's wrong with my body, and then
No,
it was
No, yeah, he didn't say that.
no, he was telling me that I was putting too much pressure on his body when I was going across his shoulders and head with the ice bag.
so
And
there
when
Yes.
you
you
got
see it,
that.
when you see his expression, he kind of like pulled away from me while he was saying it.
Hmm.
There it is, folks.
You got that all cleared up.
Hey, it was nothing wrong with his body because you see he was still giving shots up. You know, he
Hmm.
No,
was still
he
giving
didn't
shots
affect
up.
his body at all.
Nah, he didn't even get hit in the body. To come to think of it,
Now, how you guys see a fight with him and Gary Russell? Is this a fight that everybody talking about down in D.M.V. and how big it would be with the
Listen,
mega down here?
listen. Roman Chico beat Gary Russell to the body, and Gary Russell fought Warren Diaz. He won the fight, but he was fatigued because Warren is not even a big puncher, and he was hurting Gary to the body. Tank will crush Gary Russell. He will crush Gary. Gary Russell don't like to get physical, and he's not as fast as he looks. He just got short arms, so his punches get there. His arm lift run out before everybody else. He's not that fast. It's an illusion. He 2 inches shy of being a midget.
Oh,
What you say, Coach? Coach, say it again.
oh my god,
What do you-
Listen, I look. People think I'm crazy, but I said Gary Russell is not that fast, He got real short arms, and it makes him look fast.
Uh-huh.
And I said he's 2 inches shy of being a midget.
It's crazy.
Now go back and look at him hit the mitts, and you see how short his arms is. That's why he looks so fast. He don't have to extend his arms out as far as the average fighter, so he look faster when he hit the mitts. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you watch him fight, you don't see that hand speed unless he fights somebody that's not biting back. When they bite back, you don't see that hand speed. I'm just keeping it real.
Would you say 2 inches of being a midget, Kenny?
2 inches short of being a midget, man.
But him and Tank about the same height though.
No, they're not.
No, Tank longer arms, longer legs. He taller, he bigger. No, Gary
Tank
Russell was almost a dwarf or something, man. Look at him. He looked funny in the ring.
Coach Kenny, man.
Coach Kenny crazy, yo. Coach Kenny crazy.
Watch, man. I'm trying to tell you. Watch him hit the mitts and look at it when he hold his hands up. His elbows don't even come down by his shorts because his arms so short. I ain't trying to be funny, but I observe fighters' possible opponents, so I study them before we even get to them. You know what I mean?
So you guys don't think that it would be huge though down in the DMV though?
No, because Gary Russell fought at the MGM Grand, 2,500 people. He couldn't even sell an arena out.
He didn't sell it out.
Selling out arenas for the last 4 years. They had to put in, more chairs and let more people in. Gary Russell can't draw flies to a pile of shit. So why should we make the fight? You understand? Why y'all laughing?
We check look at certain numbers to see what people is doing, because at the end of the day, Gary gonna want to get paid, and we bringing all the people to the fight.
Mm.
Go back to 2 or 3 fights when he fought at the MGM Grand and look at the seats. His own neighbors didn't come to the fight.
You know, people gonna say if it's an easy fight, then why not make it?
They wanted to make that would have happened because they're on the same umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
That fight would have been made because it's not that hard for them to do that, because again, it got to make business sense.
I thought that was a perfect homecoming fight for Tank though.
Huh?
I thought that would have been a perfect fight in Baltimore for Tank.
Man, we had a perfect fight in Baltimore. He sold that one out.
Yeah.
It was sold out. That's a perfect fight when the arenas sell out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. What about Devin Haney? What y'all think about Devin Haney?
Devin the same way as what's his name. He got to get more experience first. They ain't gonna put him in a ring like that.
You mean same? He's the same as Jerron right now. Boots. Yeah.
I think Devin has a lot of skills. Am I on or am I off?
No, Devin does have skills. We're not saying he doesn't have skills, but in a big fight, would you put your fighter like that in a big fight right now?
Put Devin in there with a big fight?
Yeah, right now. With Tank. Right now.
I think Devin only 20 years old, right? 20, 21?
No, let him answer the question.
Would I put Devin in the ring with Tank right now? He calling for it. He said he ready for it.
No. You didn't answer the question.
Uh-huh.
Devin is your fighter right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he want to fight Tank. Would you do that right now?
I would, because I would believe in his skills. I believe Devin has a lot of skills. Now,
he have a lot of skills. And again, y'all gotta understand. Again, you'll put your fight in a situation like that, and he ain't fought nobody yet. Where's real skills?
I see what you're saying.
My opinion, I just think that Haney fight too much like an amateur. I said that many times, and he has a lot to learn. You know, he moved. This is my opinion. He moves around the ring unnecessarily, and that's that. And you know, he got that amateur, you know, background, and he got to dust that residue off, man. You know, he's not as polished as he should be. That's my opinion. But he's calling out everybody though. But you know, it's levels to the game, which most people don't understand.
There you go, bro. There you go.
That's what we were saying about Gary Russell. That's what we were saying.
But I think that all the opponents that Tank beat, I think Devin Haney could beat them as well. I think Devin Haney could beat Gamboa right now, and I think he could beat Pedraza as well.
I would love to see him fight Pedraza. That would be
Go
good.
look at Devin Haney's resume, and then go look at Tank resume. Then you come back and holler at me.
As a pro, no, Tank got a better resume. Well, what I'm saying is,
if you have a fighter, it's based on learning curve to get him where you're trying to really get him at.
no, what I'm saying is, I would favor Devin to beat Gamboa and Pedraza. Right.
You could look. You see how we took Tank in that situation with Pedraza?
Mm-hmm.
He's an undefeated fighter, right? With a belt. You with me? Nobody didn't even know Tank. They counted Tank out. And you see what Tank did to him?
For sure.
Put. If you look at his resume, Devin ain't had that situation yet.
No, you're right. He hasn't had that fight, but what I'm saying
No, it's not. That's what it's really based on. You got it's a difference when it's a vacant belt versus you got to go take a belt. Big difference.
No, you're right. But what I'm saying is, if you place Tank Devin Haney in the ring with Gamboa and them right now, I would favor Devin Haney to beat them.
Let me say this: you can say that right there because Tank beat Gamboa. You wouldn't have said that at first.
Well, I would have picked Devin to beat Gamboa before Tank beat him.
Nah, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
I would have.
No, you wouldn't. Because if you go look at Devin Haney's record right now, who did he fight to actually get him to that level right now?
Well, I'm just basing it off of his skill set.
You base it off the skill set, but we talking about real actuals right now, because that's what it's really about.
Because remember, at one point in time, right before Floyd fought, you know, what's his name? Everybody thought it was crazy to put Floyd in there. You know, it was based off his skill set. Like I believe that Tank before the Gamboa fight and before the Pedraza fight, his skill set told me that I believe that if you put him in there with Vasyl Lomachenko, he's gonna beat Lomachenko.
Yeah, I was saying that when I first seen Lomachenko.
Yeah, but before Floyd was in there with Genaro Hernandez, you know, it was everybody thought it was crazy to put him in there, but based off of his skill set, I thought that, you know, he would beat him, and based off of Devin's skill set.
So you saying right now, off his skill set, he can beat Tank?
That Devin could beat Tank?
Yeah.
Can he beat Tank? Yeah, I believe he could beat Tank.
I don't think so, because at the end of the day, you still ain't see the best of Tank come out yet in situations. Devin ain't been in those situations like that yet.
That's just true. You're right.
So I'm keeping it real with you now, because at the end of the day, the way we do things, it's about will against will.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna leave you with that thought.
Now he definitely, you know, he got the explosion. He got the power. Tank do. You know, I'm not saying it'll be an easy fight. Am I thinking that Devin could win? Yeah, I think that Devin could win. But would I be surprised if Tank won? No, I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, do me a favor. Get in touch with Adrian Brown and ask him, has he ever helped any of Tank's sparring partners off the floor before?
Has AB what we getting at? So AB had to help Devin get up off the floor. Is what we getting at?
I didn't say that. I said call Adrian Brown and ask him, has he ever helped any of Tank's sparring partners get off the floor before?
Oh.
Hello?
I'm sure he did.
And if he say yeah, you ask him who was the person.
So you got Coach, you can't leave me like that. Coach, you gotta tell me. You gotta give me the name.
Do what I asked you to do.
You can't, Coach. How you gonna leave me like that, Coach? You know,
Keep the show going, man.
now I gotta reach out to AB.
Yeah. Next week, sometime, call AB and you ask, have you ever helped Gervonta Davis' sparring partner get off the floor before? If he say yeah, ask him who was the sparring partner.
So yeah, y'all already telling me it was Devin then.
I ain't say that.
So you can't leave me in limbo, Coach.
Hey, the only way you're gonna get off limbo is to call Adrian Brown.
Now I gotta call AB. You know the people want to know now.
Hey, call Adrian Brown.
Oh man. This is the first sparring session or the second one?
Hey, Cal. Look, hey, Cal.
Coach Cal. I think he stepped out the van real quick.
I think 2 years back, he came to Baltimore spar tank when they were like 16 years old. Devin Haney.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Coach, first session or second session, sparring session? Y'all gotta give it to me.
Give you what, man?
You got who got up off the canvas? Who had
So you throwing trick questions at me like a judge.
y'all gotta give it to me. The people want to know now.
You gotta call Adrian Brown.
We gotta call AB.
Yeah.
Man.
Call AB.
I mean, listen. How y'all see the young? This is an opportunity for Tank, in my opinion, to carve out a huge chunk of his legacy with the youth and the people that and the boxers that in his generation. I think it's a golden time for them. You know, with the opposition, he gonna have Lomachenko. He got a Teofimo Lopez, a Devin Haney. You know, Ryan Garcia. You know, I'm just mentioning the youth.
I wish the Tank could fight all of them back to back and retire with the last one.
And later on down the line.
Within the next year and a half.
In a year and a half?
Well, the next 2 years before he turned 30.
What?
I wish he could fight Lomachenko, Gary Russell, Santa Cruz, Lopez, and whoever, and one more. And after he fight all 5 of them, he can retire.
Well, Kenny, you know that's gonna happen. You know, I look at it. They them fights that's gonna happen.
So
but when I think Tank will beat them all back to back.
Only way them fights don't happen is somebody goes left on their career and make the fight not be worth it.
Right.
So how y'all see a fight with Tank and Teofimo Lopez? What would be the toughest fight out of all of those guys for Tank?
Right now, I think I'm saying it's tough, but Tank gonna make it look easy. I think Santa Cruz tougher than all of them.
You think Leo Santa Cruz is tougher than the field?
Yeah, it takes Leo in deep water, man. If you remember, 2 fights ago, he looked terrible on TV. He was getting retired because so many people was criticizing.
I think Devin Haney beat Leo Santa Cruz.
I don't think so, man.
Right now, I think Devin Haney beats Leo Santa Cruz. I think all of them, except for Ryan Garcia, beats Leo Santa Cruz. I think Teofimo Lopez beats him too.
I don't see it.
I think Haney will beat him and the rest of the field because I think Leo Santa Cruz will have problems with their athleticism. You know,
I agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that one.
Mm-hmm. Blue, you know, Coach Kenny, Coach Calvin Ford, my phone gonna shut down again. That's why I lost, man. It's overheating. and it's going to shut down any second. You know, it's just been great. And the young lady, Wendy, I believe her name is.
Correct.
Yes.
My phone is shut down. We gotta do this again. It's a pleasure, man. You know, we have A-list, guests, man, and I love talking boxing with people who know what they talk about. You have one of the best fighters in the world. You know, you guys are doing great things, ladies and gents, man, and I salute, for spending your hard, time, spending with us, man, and just making it for a great show, and I'll be keeping my eye out on not only Tank, but I'm expecting great things from Truck Simpson. The boy is a beast, and Malik Hawkins, man. He's big as hell, and a dog, Yeah,
Hey,
so
look,
I'll talk to y'all, brothers. My name is Curtis Anderson, man. They call me Kurt Sugar. Hey, Blue, I'll holler at you, man. My phone get ready to shut down again. It's overheating.
All right, brother. I appreciate you.
appreciate you.
Okay,
All right.
Appreciate you, bro.
peace.
So I think that I'm a big believer in Devin Haney and Tank, but I'm a big believer in Devin Haney. I like his skill set. I like what he brings to the table. I like his. I think he has a lot of room for growth as well. As the rest of the field. His style is my favorite style of boxing. So that's why I always choose him. But I think he can make adjustments. I think he got a lot of room for growth. Same with Tank, and I believe that's the 1A and 1B in the division. And I think that division is going to come down to them two. I think that Tank is going to beat Teofimo Lopez, Leo Santa Cruz. I think that he's going to whitewash Leo Santa Cruz. I think that Teofimo Lopez is going to decide to want to trade with him because of he believes in his power. I believe, and I think that Tank is going to catch him. And Teofimo Lopez, I think he's going to knock out Teofimo Lopez as well. And I don't think that Ryan Garcia is on any of their level. No disrespect to Ryan Garcia, I just don't. He's mentioned, in the great, crop of young up and coming fighters, but no disrespect to Ryan Garcia. I just don't. I don't think that he could beat Devin Haney, Tank, or I think it's just a bad style matchup for Tank, and I think that Devin just gonna outpoint him, and I think that Teofimo Lopez have too much power for Ryan Garcia as well. So, I don't think that. I don't see Ryan Garcia. Well, how you guys perceive Ryan Garcia though?
He's just not ready yet. That's all. He got ways to go.
I ain't say nothing. I'm not gonna say he's still developing. Again,
Right. He green.
he's still developing.
Mm-hmm.
He just
And
not ready yet.
looking at the money that they spent in him, they're gonna keep him around. Yeah, they're gonna keep him around. That's what they do. That's what the companies do. So again, when it's time for them to make moves and do what they got to do, them fights is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
It just got to work. You just got to see which way different careers go. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Now, let me ask you, how y'all see Truck versus the field? Do you think
right now,
that
Truck is still working on his DNA and his foundation right now. He's still a young fighter, but once he get it, watch. You're gonna sit there and say, "You already saying that now."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So right now we can do his transition and whatnot. But when he get it and understand, goodness gracious.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in his abilities, man.
Right. But when he already, you could already see it in him. You know what I'm saying? But like I said again, it's developing. It's developing. It's developing.
Mm. It's almost like he don't even realize what he's doing right now.
Right. That's why I say when he get it, it's a wrap.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people how when you look at Julian J. Rock Williams fight this Saturday, How you guys see the fight with him, assuming that he gets past his opponent this Saturday, and nothing is foregone conclusion to boxing. But how you guys see him versus Jamel Charlo playing out?
I think
That's gonna be another great. That's gonna be a great fight.
I think a rematch he'll beat Charlo.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great fight. You know what I'm saying? Because now he had a taste of what he got a taste of, and watch how he buckled down on that last fight. He understand what he got to do to be a champion.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said again, when it comes to taking somebody's belt, it's a different beast.
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying. It's one thing fighting a guy for a vacant belt, and it's another thing taking it from a champion that's already champion, prying it from his penis.
Like when I look at that Tony Harrison fight and that Charlo brother fight the last time, you see the difference?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that was a good fight. That was a great fight for 2000 and what's that? 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
That was a great fight, man. Tony was winning, but what's the name say, man? I catch this motherfucker. He going out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a beautiful fight, man. Somebody in the chat just asked, Golden Rock saluting the super chat, said, "Great stream. What does the panel think about Money Powell? Money Powell the fourth."
I never heard of that.
You never heard of Money Powell the fourth?
No, who's that?
He's a 60-pounder, and he's a PBC fighter as well.
I don't know who he is yet.
Got a lot of power.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm gonna check him out when I get off the phone.
Yeah, check him out. Now,
For
let me
sure.
ask you guys, before I let y'all go, let me ask y'all about the big fight that everybody talking about, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. How y'all see that fight playing out?
Man, I like both of them, but I'm gonna roll with Spence.
Mm. Why you picking Spence?
I just think he's more accurate and it's just a bit sharper than Crawford.
What about you, Coach? You there, Coach Cal?
I'm still here. It seemed like my sound went down for some reason.
How you see the fight, the Crawford and Spence fight playing out?
I can't hardly hear y'all because my sound went down for some reason.
Yeah, you sound far away right now too.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You can hear me now?
Hello?
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I still can't hardly hear y'all though.
Yeah, you can hear me now? Oh, you frozen.
I got Spence. I think he needs some time to heal, given the accident.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just say that they fought before the accident. It would be Spence hands down. I just think that he's the more gifted fighter. And yeah, I would definitely lean towards Spence versus Crawford. I mean, Crawford is good, but I just feel that Spence is a better fighter than him.
And how you see the fight going? The distance?
If Earl was completely healthy and didn't have the accident, I would probably give it. Yeah, because Bud's not going to just. Well, his last fight, I mean, no offense, he didn't look that, impressive to me. He won, but I felt like he was vulnerable and he was a tad bit exposed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would give it to Earl, maybe like the 6th or 7th round. Had Earl not been in that accident prior to.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Coach Kyle? You there? You back?
Say it again. I'm back. Say it again.
Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. How you see it playing out?
Before the
I like
accident
both
and
of them
after
guys.
and after the
I
accident.
can't wait to that fight.
But what's your opinion before the accident and after the accident? Do you think that his health,
Hold
with
on,
the
Nick. I'm still
accident
doing the
plays a
interview.
part in it?
What you saying before the accident? I don't know. That's a big question mark. I can only see that when I see him back in the ring again. You know what I'm saying? After the accident, we don't know. That's a big question mark. So we
Yeah.
gotta wait till we see him back in the ring.
Yeah, he needs a tune-up fight, obviously. Just to see how
That's
he
gonna,
looks.
make
Yeah.
him have to work. So I can't answer that question right now because again, I don't know if he's gonna be 100% the same.
Right.
Coming
Right.
from the accident.
Right.
I would love to see him fight Porter first, though.
Who, Spence?
No,
Crawford.
Crawford.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be a test for him. See if he can get past Porter. Yeah.
Mhm.
Then that's a good fight too.
Yep.
Porter gonna give him a run for his money.
Bob gonna take that chance though.
You think that Terrence said that because of their friendship he didn't want to take the fight, but a lot of people calling for it. I just talked to Kenny and Sean. They want the fight. The fans
No, they
want to see
did.
that
They
fight.
asked for that fight right after the Spence fight. They asked for that fight, but I don't know if Bob Earn want to take that chance of messing up the Spence fight.
Well, I talked to Bob just a couple of days ago, and he said that, but prior to the Spence fight with Sean Porter, he didn't think he was worth it. But now after the Errol Spence fight with Sean Porter, that's a fight that he's willing to make. How y'all see a fight with Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford playing out?
Now that's something different.
How you see that fight, Wendy, with Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter?
Sean Porter looked phenomenal during his last fight. That's the best that I've ever seen him look. And I've worked his fight before. So I was very impressed with how he fought Earl. And had he not been knocked down, the scorecards might have been a little different. You know what I mean? So I take my hat off to him. He has a lot of heart. I have nothing but respect for him. He's a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he has the ability to pull it off. Again, I like Crawford and he's talented, but I just see that I feel like Sean may want it more and he may brawl more. Now Sean does swing extremely wide when he punches. You know what I mean? Comes from
Mm-hmm.
way behind. And a lot of boxers don't know how to adapt to his boxing style. Which was what Earl faced in the beginning of the fight. It took him some time to adjust and figure Sean out. But again, I would give the edge to Sean if he was to fight Crawford, because I just think that he's an awkward fighter for a lot of boxers, and they don't know how to adapt to his style. And he does hit hard, and he has a lot of heart. He's gonna keep coming at you. Period. He's not gonna give up.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, I would take Sean Porter over that fight.
Yeah. What about you, Coach Kenny?
Yeah, Porter, simple fact that Porter coming down from a heavyweight that he can fight 65.
We can't hear you.
I said
Let me say it again.
Porter is the bigger man coming down from 165. He used to fight 65 in the amateur thing.
Mm-hmm.
Crawford coming up from 135. He's just not. I just don't think he's physically strong enough to beat Porter to keep Porter off him for 12 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
He's a better boxer, but I just don't think
Mm-hmm.
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think round 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, Porter was just overwhelmed in the normal fight.
Now, so I beg the difference, man. Because I watched that last fight that Crawford was in. He was in a dog fight, and he made some great different adjustments. He went back right-handed on this guy, and it worked for him. So he got some different tools in his what you call it.
Who, Sean?
I remember
Is
Crawford.
is Sean going to be ready for that type of what you call it?
Mm-hmm.
What about the guy? What about the guy who fought with one leg?
Benavidez.
Yeah, and he couldn't keep him off of him. You know what I'm saying?
Benavidez.
Yeah, Crawford. He gave
Yeah,
Crawford a stick.
yeah, I
He
remember
had
that.
one leg.
Yeah, that's true. But he figured out. But that's what they put in front of him. Though, I can't argue with that. That's the opponent they put in front of him, and fought. You know.
That's true. Well, listen, I'm gonna
You know, they say the same thing about Malik Hawkins fight. You know what I'm saying? And I sit there and say, wait a minute, his leg blew out in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? I
Right.
can't get on the fighter's fault. It's not his fault. He
Right.
did something to make that leg go out. He had camp the same length of time we had. His leg was good. You get what I'm saying? He went in the
No,
fight.
but
Something happened in the fight. It blew out.
this guy
Mm-hmm.
came in the
Gamboa,
ring.
same situation.
He
You
came in
know?
the ring with a hurt leg.
Yeah, but the commissioner let it go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The commissioner let it go. You know, they go through the medical part, and they say he's fit to go. They gonna let him fight.
Yep. Yep. Well, listen, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. I appreciate y'all coming on. Y'all been there for 2 hours. I don't want to take up no more of your time.
I
Thank you.
appreciate
We appreciate you, Blue.
I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, Wendy.
All
I'm gonna
right,
come
thank
down. I'm gonna come down next week.
you.
Bet.
I'm coming
you
down
coming
next
to
week.
the gym.
Yep, I'm coming to the gym next week.
Oh, man,
All right.
wait.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you for having us on here.
I appreciate
Okay.
y'all.
Thank you.
Amen.
All right. Hanging there.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
All right.
Appreciate y'all. All right. Salute to all my peoples, man. Yeah, I think that that's why I wanted to let them go because the stream, I think it's the stream yard, they started messing with the audio. So it was messing with their audio, it was messing with my audio. So, you know, it was making them go in and out. So it was the stream, with StreamYard. After a while, StreamYard just starts to do that. So it was messing with their audio and fading them out. It was muting them and echoing. So, plus I had them here for 2 hours. So I appreciate them coming here, man. And we getting up out of here. Salute to each and every one of y'all. I appreciate y'all 1000%. Smash the like button. Support the channel. Donate to the channel, man. We here. We live, man. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Blue, man. I'm going to head down to the gym next week to bring y'all some exclusive from down there in the gym in the D.M.V area, man. So I'm going to head down to Baltimore next week and bring y'all some exclusive content from down there, man. So salute to y'all, man. Salute to Wendy. Salute to Coach Calvin. Salute to Coach Kenny. And salute to my co-host, Kurt Anderson, a.k.a. Kurt Sugar. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for coming, showing love, man. It's your boy Blue. We out, man. Peace.